Hi, everyone. Good evening, everybody. Great. Thanks, everyone. Um, I'd like to welcome everybody to the 2023 Riverside Care Awards. I loved it when we were doing the Care Awards in a big ballroom and it was lots of people. Tonight, we have a mix of media and in person and people at watch parties. I hope everybody enjoys a really good time this evening. Um, my name's Joe Wadlinger. I'm the chairman of the board of Riverside Community Care. I'm joined by a couple of other board members in the room today. We've got Susan Flannery and Mark Whalen and Melody Mac-Jarkauskas joining us. I guess we're here really, and we could speak for the entire board by saying how proud we are to be a part of an organization like Riverside. It really is a preeminent organization, and we're proud of the work that's done and the people that are served and the way that the organization conducts itself every day of the week. It's really a tremendous organization, and as I said before, we're very proud to be a part of it. One of the things I admire about Riverside is its commitment to person-centered care, with the people served serving as equal partners in making sure their care needs are met. So tonight is about honoring the accomplishments of both staff and the people served, and I'm really looking forward to the celebration that's about to follow. So it's my honor and pleasure to introduce Marcia Medley, the CEO of Riverside Community Care. Have a great night.
Thank you, Joe. Okay, well, good evening, everybody. So it is so nice to be back doing our annual celebration of the great accomplishments of staff and people served. So this year, as you heard, as you know, we're doing a hybrid celebration. And the awardees are here with us in Dedham at our conference center, and most people are watching over Zoom. So welcome to everybody. But no matter the format, it's really fitting and actually kind of wonderful for Riverside as a community to come together and honor the outstanding achievements of tonight's honorees and to recognize that they represent really worthwhile, really worthy examples of the awesome work that's happening all around Riverside every single day of the year. And frankly, it's been quite a year. Like everyone, we face challenges from the lingering COVID pandemic, from the national staffing shortage, and the statewide mental health crisis that's been brewing for a lot of years. But staff all across the organization really stepped up and covered extra shifts, opened new programs, and created new models of care to help Riverside continue to really be there to serve the communities that really count on us. We opened 2 community behavioral health centers, a licensed outpatient center on the campus of Lesley University. We opened our 6th employment collaborative to match more Massachusetts employers with qualified job seekers who have disabilities. We furthered our suicide prevention efforts, introducing MindWise on campus, which is suicide prevention for students in college. And we moved our family support center to larger state-of-the-art space in Burlington to better serve families who are caring for a child or an adult with autism or intellectual or developmental disabilities. So it's been a really busy and really successful year that truly everyone at Riverside helped make happen. So I am so proud of our staff and the people who receive our services and are making strides every day. And I hope you are all sitting here feeling really proud too. So now let's move on to the best part of the evening, which everybody is here for, including me, and that is the award presentations. congratulations to everybody who is nominated for the CARE Awards, and especially for all the people who are here tonight being honored. And just let me mention one thing for those of you who are here getting awards. After you accept your award, we're going to ask you to walk over there to that blue screen and get your picture taken with your award. So we'll remind you as you do it. So I hope you all enjoy the event and be prepared to be really, really, really inspired. So Lauren, come on up and introduce yourself and the first of our awardees.
Thank you, Marcia. My name is Lauren Singer, and I'm the Vice President of our Developmental and Cognitive Services Division. And I am delighted to be here with you this evening, and I am honored to be able to present 3 awards this evening. After 20 years working in Riverside's Cambridge-Somerville Early Intervention Program, and even longer serving the larger EI community, Leslie Bodkin is known as the heart of our Somerville program. Families are always first for Leslie, and she's the first to advocate for client needs and program standards. Her manner is kind but firm in upholding the values inherent in high-quality early intervention services, because that's what these youngsters and their families deserve. There are many activities of daily living that little kids need to accomplish in order to learn and grow. They need to be able to eat, sleep, play, gather information from their senses to learn, and regulate their behavior enough to enjoy the world. Occupational therapists in early intervention join families when the child has Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, muscle weakness, sensory processing disorders, or other difficulties. Leslie's cases are some of the most complex. Young children with very complicated medical needs, some of them with terminal conditions. Sadly, some of these families have had unproductive or frustrating previous interactions on their journey to find the best life for their young children. Leslie's compassion, integrity, and empathy have won them over and brought them comfort and hope. She understands their challenges, and she explores that experience and allows them the space and the pace they need to arrive at the best way to support their child. Leslie is our standard bearer when it comes to the eligibility evaluation process required for early intervention. This is often the moment when a family's intuition that something is just not quite right is confirmed. It is often an unsettling moment for a family, and Leslie makes sure that clinical expertise is balanced with considerable compassion. When all that comes together, as it does with Leslie in charge, she has helped a baby or a toddler find joy in whatever activities they participate in, however small or imperceptible that interaction looks like to an outsider. And she has helped a family give their child their very best quality of life. On behalf of these children and families and all of us at Riverside, Leslie, we are happy to speak up as you would and honor you and your work as a CARE Award winner. Leslie, please come on up.
Thank you, everyone. It's really a privilege and an honor to be here this evening and to receive this award. I'm really grateful. I'm particularly grateful for all my colleagues at Riverside over the last 20 years and the team of people that I've gotten to work with, and the activities described just now. I do work hard at those things, but I never work alone. And so I'm deeply grateful for the people who have come alongside me. I'm also grateful for all of the families that I've gotten to work with. Again, as mentioned, people who are in a tough spot with their infants or toddlers, and it's not what they pictured it to be, right? And all of us have had that moment in life where something isn't what we pictured it to be, but it's particularly hard, I think, when it's your child. And so being able to walk alongside families in those instances is really a privilege. So I'm grateful for all the families that have accepted having me walk alongside them in their journey. And I'm grateful for my own family that supported me to become the person I am today, and to be able to do this work and continue on this journey with Riverside. Thank you.
There's a subtle yet important distinction between confidence and believing in yourself. While confidence is an outward expression, self-belief runs much deeper and is far more powerful. Erez Balin truly believes in himself, and he combined that belief with hard work and tireless effort to reach his goal of living independently. Erez started in his South Walpole shared living home in our DCS division in 2018. Riverside Shared Living Program matches adults with disabilities to families who provide support and help them prepare to become active members of their community. While Erez worked diligently to incorporate all the strategies he was learning into his daily life, he felt he wasn't making the progress he thought he was capable of, and he strongly believed independent living would be a better fit. Though frustrated, he never gave up and continued toward his goals as he received services from multiple programs at Riverside. At Neponset River House, a Riverside clubhouse in our CLS division, he was proud of his job as an ambassador for the college interns, and he would use his tech-savvy mind to assist anyone who needed help. He was excellent at greeting members with a smile and exuded warmth when answering the reception area phones. In early 22, Erez won a housing lottery and was eligible to move out of shared living and into his own apartment. While this was one of his primary goals, the team still expressed some hesitation. Would Erez still thrive without the structure of shared living? He believed he would and passionately advocated for the transition to independent living. And wouldn't you know it, Erez was right to believe in himself. He established a healthy and productive routine consisting of regularly cleaning his apartment, doing his laundry, cooking dinner, and ensuring his cat Bella was well cared for. Bella is a cat with medical needs, and he's very responsible with taking her to the vet, ordering special food, and making sure to tend to her very need with love and attentiveness. After getting settled into his new apartment, Erez held a housewarming party and invited friends, family, and many people from Neponset River House. He was beaming with pride as he gave all his guests a tour of his very own apartment. Erez was the life of the party, and everyone raved about the chicken wings and mac and cheese he cooked with staff. Erez returns to the Neponset River Clubhouse daily, and it's evident to all members and employees that he's truly blossomed. He joyfully participates in social activities and attends employment group every week. Plus, he recently visited his nephew and sister in Israel, a goal of his, and he finished a class at Massasoit College in Brockton. Erez faces every challenge with willpower, a can-do attitude, and unwavering self-belief. We are all so proud and can't wait to see what he accomplishes next. Erez, please come accept this CARE Award as a symbol of all your hard work.
I'd like to thank everyone here, and I'd really like to thank the people at Neponset River House. I'd like to thank Danielle for being here, Danielle Fordellen, and also all the staff at Neponset River House, and I'd like to thank my mom and my family for believing in me. I'd like to thank the people at Shared Living Program and who had helped me find my apartment, and Paul McLarney also. Yeah, thank you.
If you ask anyone at Riverside, at any Riverside program, what they think about our facilities team, you are likely to hear amazing accolades about this amazing team. You might hear how rapidly they respond to programs whenever there's a facilities crisis. You might hear how they take the time to get to know the residents of our congregate homes and aren't just patient when someone gets anxious about the stranger making repairs in their home, but they figure out how to put the resident at ease so the work can be done. Often this results in residents looking forward to the next time the facilities team comes to visit, sometimes with a snack like beef jerky. The team members knows a particular resident really likes the beef jerky. You might hear how terrific it is that the team members really care about the work our programs do and see their mission in helping direct care staff to accomplish that work. Or you might hear about the quality of the work the team does, rivaling the best in the business. When the facilities team has always been one of Riverside's finest assets over the past year, they have proven once again how awesome they are. After a couple of years of pandemic lockdown, some of our residential programs took a beating from 24/7 continuous use and deferred maintenance. So over the last several months, the team had been hard at work fixing things back up. On top of that, the challenges of supply chain and worker shortages in the construction field left Riverside with some critical facility needs that normally would have been outsourced to specialists. The team decided to tackle all they could by themselves. For example, they replaced porches, a ramp, a crumbling foundation at Unity Place in Dedham. They built a large wraparound ramp to meet the changing mobility needs of residents at Lowell Street and Peabody. And there were many, many projects that were needed to ready the buildings to launch our 2 community behavioral health centers and to expand respite and crisis stabilization sites. You should see where they are today. It is stunning. Chris Burke, VP of Real Estate and Facilities Services, heads the department team members, and they include Joe Garber, our facilities manager, who is a licensed builder, Scott Bonica, our facilities coordinator, also a licensed builder. Many of us at Riverside are convinced that Scott figured out how to clone himself, since he seems to be everywhere doing everything all at once. Nick Kostopoulos, who works in carpentry and maintenance, Bill Donahue, who also works in carpentry and maintenance, Danielle McCormack, purchasing coordinator, and Letitia Fifield, administrative assistant. I am so pleased to present this award to Joe Garber, and who will accept it on behalf of the Riverside Facilities team. Joe?
I really don't do speeches, so, who knows if Chris Burke is watching this live streaming. He's in Italy right now, doing his midlife crisis, trying to get in the drive for Ferrari. Hopefully he comes back. Anyway, first thing I'd like to do is thank the team of guys that I work with. They're great guys, and as Lauren said, I too think Scott is morphed, kind of like Michael Keaton in that movie. I forget which one it was, where he made 7 of himself. But they're great guys, and they all work really hard. And we are short-staffed, but it doesn't matter. We still do what we need to do. We're doing 6-7 days a week if we have to get programs back up. We have a lot of projects coming up that we're doing, rebuilding the patio at Crossroads, a new ramp. We're putting new ramps on 84 Chestnut. So we're trying to do a lot of stuff that we can do in-house to try to save the program's a lot of money. Yeah, I know years ago they outsourced a lot, but myself and Scott, both being licensed builders, we put our heads together and we try to tackle a lot. And I'm only here probably just a little over 3 years now, and I got to say, Chris is probably one of the best people I think I've worked with in this industry. Very smart, and I learn a lot from him every day. But the whole team, I want to say thank you for.
Hi, everyone. I'm Satya Montgomery. I'm the COO at Riverside. I'm honored to be up here to present this for Lisa Dwyer. Lisa Dwyer's ascent through the ranks of the Riverside Behavioral Health Community Partners Program began almost 5 years ago when she joined Riverside as an administrative assistant. At the time, BHCP was a new program, a collaborative model of wraparound care for Mass Health members. Our BHCP included not just the Riverside team, but partnerships with 5 other provider organizations. Our BHCP management was responsible for oversight of this partnership, was just a small team with big plans. We wanted to fully realize the potential of this concept of integrated care for the complex behavioral health, medical, housing, nutrition, and additional needs of almost 2,000 Mass Health members served at any given time. With her talent and perseverance, Lisa began to streamline the complicated administrative and technological processes involved in this level of care, uncovering better ways to serve the ultimate goal of improved health and wellness for thousands of program members. After that, it was clear that she would easily and eagerly take on the role of our BHCP operational coordinator. Her success in that position benefited not only Riverside operations, but the entire statewide program, since Lisa frequently spoke up and shared her observations and thoughts at stakeholder meetings of community partner program leaders. Learning on the fly while coordinating a rapidly growing program through several leadership changes, and yes, even the punch that COVID threw particularly hard at direct client-facing programs, Lisa's natural ability and resilience kept us on a steady course. Today, she wears the well-earned title of the BHCP Director. The partnerships that Lisa has encouraged and nurtured with our BHCP affiliated partners mirror the way she has always worked with her internal staff and members this program serves. Because of her compassion for the clients we serve, her commitment to the success of the BHC program, and her dedication to Riverside ideals, we are honored to present this CARE Award to Lisa Dwyer. Take your time. It's got a bad ankle.
Thank you. All right. I had to write my stuff down. Those that preceded me were much better at speaking. Oh, thank you. So I'm so honored to receive this award. And the first person I want to thank is Mary Gay Griswin. She's the one that hired me about 5 years ago. And when she did, she told me about this really amazing program that's called the Behavioral Health Community Partners, and how it's like the leading edge of trying to provide value-based care to the members in our community that really need it the most. Plus, if you've ever met Mary Gay, she's really cool, so everybody wanted to work for her. The second person I want to thank is Stephanie Smith. She hired into the program about 2 weeks after I did, and we immediately became partners, friends. We're each other's support system through the ups and downs of providing care to, Satya mentioned about 2,000 people. I would not be here today if it wasn't for Stephanie, and it's not just because she nominated me for this award, it's because she really is my rock. We just hold each other hand in hand as we go through our weeks and days and years now. The program is designed to provide value-based care, and that term is often described as like a payment model. But really what it is providing value to people. Person-centered care. And with that said, the clinicians, care coordinators, and nurses, they're the ones in the program that are doing the real work. And my admin team and we're the ones that are building a structure within which the teams can provide the care that's desperately needed in our communities. We always say that we help the people that help the people. And that motto is really what keeps us going every day, and I try to remember that in all the work that I do. So essentially every spreadsheet, every budget, every meeting, every training document or workflow is all built to serve the people in our community. And then I really want to thank my boss, Kim Fisher, who's been a huge support system every day, as well as the executive leadership team that's really held my hand through all of this. And special thanks go to Nora Kenny Hauser, Nikki Cozzolino, Sarah Aranio, and Jenny Reese that are leaders in our program that were the ones that really supported me in taking the leap to even attempt to be a director at this program. And they continue to partner with me every day. Lastly, my team, Rhea Jackson, Linda Ledger, Greg Perrell, and Stephanie Smith, who work hard every day to make our program successful so that we continue to serve people in a community. As well as, finally, my family. My husband is over there, my 2 kids, my parents that kind of stand by me through this roller coaster of a career that I've chosen. So really, thank you so much. I really appreciate this honor.
So good evening. My name is Don Hughes, and I'm the Vice President of the Community Living Services Division. And I just want to let you know we're going a little bit out of order. One of our awardees is racing here, had car trouble. So if you see someone running in, breathless, that would be Jason. So we'll get back to him when he gets here. So I was very excited when I was told that I was going to get to present an award to Jim and Larry, who I realized as I was speaking with them earlier, we've together worked about 3 decades, so I've known these guys a long time, and I kind of added it up, and collectively we've got 96 years of service at Riverside. And I think Jim and Larry would agree with me that we really appreciate working for an organization that supports aging in place. So thank you, Riverside. So this care award goes to not one, but 2 individuals, because Director Larry Berkowitz and Associate Director Jim McCauley of the Riverside Trauma Center personify the concept of partnership. It's impossible to reflect on the qualities and accomplishments of one without the other. They balance each other, learn from each other, motivate each other, and inspire us all. Over 2 decades ago, each was managing a Riverside outpatient center when Riverside identified the need for an organized way to respond to whole communities in crisis and to add support for our own programs when traumatic events occurred. What eventually emerged was the Riverside Trauma Center, founded in 2000, an innovative thought leader in the fields of suicide prevention and postvention, trauma-informed care, and building resilience. With Jim and Larry's leadership, the Trauma Center supports communities across the state when traumas occur, both very big, like the Boston Marathon bombing, and on a smaller yet still significant scale, such as a tragic death affecting a single school. Just as impressive and impactful, they have trained thousands of people at Riverside and many other organizations in how to do this the right way. Recognizing that most behavioral health graduate students receive little or no suicide-focused instruction, Jim and Larry created the Suicide Assessment and Intervention Training, or SATE, which was admitted into the Suicide Prevention Resources Best Practices Registry in 2014. Attendees regularly describe this training as the most useful professional education they have received. This past fall, Jim and Larry greatly increased SATE's scope and impact by creating a new multimodal version, partly online,
partly in person, for graduate students at Lesley University, embedding it directly into graduate education. Seeing the larger need, both Jim and Larry have spent years advocating at the state level and beyond to direct more funding to suicide prevention efforts. Mindwise Innovations and the Trauma Center have trained school and mental health staff across the country in best practices for suicide prevention, and our annual conference attracts attendees from across the United States and internationally. With a national international reach, over time, the Trauma Center has trained close to 75,000 people. Jim and Larry are equally committed to internal training for their team, sharing their wisdom and experience with trademark patience, respect, and humility. Always reading and researching, they remind us to be constantly mindful of best practices and advances in the field. Allow me to share a few words about these two humble leaders from those who have worked with them. A navigator in the Fishing Partnership, an organization dedicated to the health and safety of New England commercial fishermen, states, "We just love Jim. His kind manner, compassion, and genuine self are seen and appreciated by all." And she signed her letter, "Jim's biggest fan." And this is from the Peace Commissioner for the City of Cambridge. "Larry has been an invaluable partner and a guide for the City of Cambridge. His thoughtfulness, responsiveness, and compassionate leadership are unique. He's been a mentor and an advisor, and as I have worked to support our community in many tough situations over the last decade." And a U.S. Armed Forces veteran now pursuing a graduate degree in mental health said, "I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if it weren't for Jim and Larry. They have inspired me." It is clearly evident that the work Larry and Jim do is deeply meaningful, absolutely necessary, and very much appreciated. We add our voices to those above as we gratefully present this care award to Larry Berkowitz and Jim McCauley. Come on up, guys.
Thank you, Don, for those kind words, and thank you, everyone. What an honor. An honor, especially when we're in an organization that has, maybe 1,500, 1,700 people who are all deserving every day for the work that we all do. I was thinking of talking a little bit about our origin stories, but thank you. You've covered a lot of that, Don. But I think I remember, for me, one of the sort of the beginnings of the work that we were doing. And actually, I remember the date. It was December 26th, 2000. One main reason I remember is I'm going to share with you a highly guarded secret. My family went skiing every year on Christmas and the day after. There's no one at the ski slopes. Just a handful of Jewish families and some other folks that don't celebrate Christmas. It was great. Every year we went. This particular year, it was so cold and the wind was howling so badly, they closed the ski area. So we're driving home, listening to, radios off, we're listening to tapes, books on tape and music and stuff. Got home, there must have been 3 messages from Scott Bach on our answering machine. Remember those? It's going back away. Answering machine, right? Saying, "Call, there's been an incident in Wakefield." I was running the outpatient center in Wakefield at the time. There had been a workplace shooting within a mile of the place that we worked. Called the police chief and he said, "Come, bring people, we need help." We'd done some trainings. Jim and I had been to some trainings. We're interested in this kind of work. And we got there, and we're meeting up with the amazing people from the Red Cross and other organizations and trying to help the workplace and the community that was impacted. And then it occurred to me that all the trainings we had learned said that all these great people would come from the outside, like Red Cross. And then after that, they would hand it over to the local mental health folks. Oh, crap, that's us. Right? Can we really do this? But we could. We had gotten some of that training. We continued to get the training. We had other seminal events like that, work that Jim had done for years helping the community of Needham after 6 deaths of students in the school system in a year and a half. A tragic bus accident Jim helped lead a response to many years ago now in Newton, right? The state started taking notice and asked us if we would help. And more meaningfully, Marcia and Scott were asking us to consider really trying to develop something out of this. And primarily to not only help others in the surrounding communities recover after these highly stressful events, but to help our folks, because every day can be challenging in the work that we do. So we've worked at that. And over time, people often will say to us, "How can you do this work? It's so, it's difficult." Well, maybe the content of the work is difficult, but we have met some incredible people. You've all seen this. When there's a really difficult situation that happens, people are at their best. You know, everybody comes together to really, help each other and to grow together and to try to recover together. So it's really meaningful and gratifying work. And probably most amazing to me is all the people we've met at Riverside in the programs that we've gotten to know over the years. People who are compassionate and passionate and just working hard every day to serve the folks that they do, to help them achieve their best lives. So I think I can speak for our entire team of amazing people at the Trauma Center in saying that we're all really gratified to be able to do this work with so many of the people that we meet day to day. So thank you for the acknowledgement. And Jim, please.
So Marcia said I could talk for 1 minute for every year that I've been at Riverside. So feel free for the next 27 minutes to get up and take a break. Stay comfortable. Seriously, I think thinking about what's transpired in the last 23 years, I think really sort of gives pause. We started this. Marcia and Scott and Don and Mike Rubin and Elizabeth Whitney. We developed the Trauma Center originally to support our own staff members who were struggling sometimes with very traumatic events. And now it's grown leaps and bounds, and now here in conjunction with MindWise, now that we're partnered with MindWise, we are training nationally, internationally. It's not unusual for people from other continents to sort of join our trainings. And it's been a dream of ours. We're very passionate about suicide prevention and being trauma informed, and it's been such a dream of ours to sort of take these trainings and get them out to so many schools now as part of the SOS Signs of Suicide program. Having all of these different schools and agencies and states and universities now sort of being able to avail themselves of our trainings has been really powerful. But I think mostly what I want to say is that I think it's always a little embarrassing, to sort of get an award, to be singled out to get an award. I think for me, I think this is true that the clinical teams, the residential programs, we're the visible part of Riverside, But for me, it really is sort of the people that have supported us over the years. I'm thinking about the Nancy Ritzes, who was the office manager in Newton for so long. I'm thinking of Diana Beatty and HR. I'm thinking of Sandeep and IT, and Scott. You talked about sort of morphing Scott Bonica. Those are to me, that's the cement of Riverside. None of us could do what we're doing if it wasn't for people like that. And certainly now, sort of Michelle Hart, who basically sells our suicide prevention trainings and our trauma trainings, who's more passionate about suicide prevention than we are, which is why she's so successful at that. And then I would have to give a personal shout out to Jenny Wynn, who's our operations manager at the Trauma Center, who it's not an exaggeration to say there's rarely a week that goes by that she doesn't bail me out on some logistical or budgetary issue or something. So for me, that's Riverside. That really is sort of Riverside. So shout out also to Rebecca for sort of corralling people to sort of support our nomination. I think really it's great, and it's really great. Don talked about aging in place. That's actually not a joke. But it's so great to see this sort of next generation coming in and taking over and to be honest, making things even better. So thank you very much for this honor and for tonight. Appreciate it greatly.
So I am very honored to present this next award to Anais Ramos, who is here tonight with her daughter, Sienna, who gave me permission to acknowledge her from the stage. So, hi, Sienna. Thanks for being here tonight to support your mom. Anais Ramos has overcome obstacles and an abusive past to rise to the top. Unafraid to take on challenges and assume a public role in order to create change and improve the lives of women and children with experiences like hers. Anais came to Riverside a little over a year ago through our Cab Heart program. The Cab Heart team, which stands for Cambridge, Arlington, Belmont High Risk Assessment and Response Team, consists of representatives from the police, the courts, and community providers. People identified by this team are at the highest risk for domestic violence homicide. Since then, Anais has eagerly engaged in Riverside's domestic violence individual and group therapy, carefully constructing her personal safety and support plan. Even though she must continue negotiating over custody and financial matters in court, accompanied by her Riverside clinician, Siobhan, she is determined to share what she has learned so far. Anais has dedicated herself to the healing process, knowing you must help yourself in order to help others. Finding her voice through her own hard work, this amazing mom now serves other abuse survivors by cultivating safe spaces for them to heal and to find support, and yes, to celebrate their success. Anais creates an after-school program for the Moses Youth Center in Cambridge. She infuses activities with her strength, experience, and compassion, building a safe place for other women and children can flourish. She is the founder of a social group for single moms to help them forget their struggles for a while and just enjoy being with each other and themselves. In October 2022, she organized a domestic violence awareness program with the Shoemaker Puma, where our Riverside domestic violence program was invited to sit at the table and take part in the fundraising station. As a mother, a survivor, and an immigrant who came to the U.S. from the Dominican Republic as a youth, Anais is a sternly example of all that is possible with drive and determination. She is also an exceptional advocate for her Riverside programs, willingly sharing her story and inspiring others with the personal strength she has recovered through the work she has done here at Riverside. But never one to sit still when there was another project, Anais just recently collaborated to present our domestic violence program's Family Fun Day this past Sunday, with interns from the Moses After School program participating as well. With Anais organizing the party, it came as no surprise that it was very successful and a very well-attended event. And just another example of why Anais Ramos is so deserving of this CARE Award. Please join us.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. I am shaking because hearing somebody talking about you and the journey you've been through is different than when you're going through it and you're in the moment. So I want to first of all thank you guys for being here and Riverside for putting together this beautiful award ceremony and really acknowledging the hard work and growth that everybody and individuals do on their own individually and with support. I wouldn't be here without my support system, my daughter and my sister who are in the corner again. Friends from the Riverside and the community and the strength that my interns give me every day, my teenage young queens, as I call them, because they are queens every day. And I want to give a special thank you to Siobhan Williams and the Riverside DV department for all the support and resources and just continuously pushing me to be my best self and show up for everybody else like I try every day. Thank you.
So I am absolutely thrilled to be able to present this next award. This goes to Bob Saunier. And Bob, Riverside took over the contract for Horizon House up in Wakefield. I think it's about 12 years ago now. And the joke is that Bob was in a closet somewhere when we moved in, and he's been there ever since. Bob is truly the heart of the Horizon House Clubhouse. He ensures the most vital clubhouse operations remain functional each and every day. As a unit coordinator at Horizon House for 16 years, the longest tenure of any Horizon House staff person, Bob cares deeply about all members of staff and demonstrates this daily through his hard work, infectious smile, and unparalleled dedication. Bob's devotion is evident in Horizon House's monthly newsletter, which shares many heartfelt stories from members highlighting their experience at the clubhouse and beyond. Despite the difficult logistics of coordinating the production of the newsletter with numerous members and staff, Bob ensures that the newsletter is always fun, engaging, and successfully and consistently published. Even during the most challenging days of the pandemic, when no members were allowed in the building, the newsletter was published through Bob's sheer force of will. He emailed, texted, and called members to give everyone a chance to have a voice and contribute. That's just one of the countless examples of Horizon House's heart, keeping the blood pumping and the clubhouse functioning. Our hearts also connect us to others, and this is an area where Bob shines brightest at Horizon House. He's always reaching out to members and connecting them with them on a personal level. Need a phone number of a clubhouse member? It's probably in Bob's phone. After the state's residential support model changed 5 years ago, a few clubhouse members transitioned from living in homes supported by Riverside to living independently in their own homes and apartments. Staff worried about how these impacted members would fare on Sundays when the clubhouse is closed. When one of those members was asked how they were managing, they responded, "I'm great, because Bob calls me every Sunday." Everyone present was shocked, but not particularly surprised, because that's Bob, the heart of the Horizon House. During the pandemic, Horizon House received a grant to fund a community garden. While others worried the maintenance might be too much work, Bob knew a garden was just the thing to keep everyone connected during these difficult times. His determination to develop the community garden led to him delivering seed kits to members' homes so they could tend to starter plants that were then planted in the clubhouse garden. He also led the efforts within the Horizon House community to regularly weed and water the garden. He even met with a member who had started to come in less frequently and interested him in assuming responsibility for watering on the weekends and thus connecting him back to the clubhouse. Thank you, Bob. And we hope we are lucky enough to have you for at least another 16 years. Please accept this reward as a token of our appreciation for your outstanding commitment to Riverside, Horizon House, and its members. Bob?
Thank you for this award. I do not work for Riverside. They say that if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. I love what I do at Horizon House, and I love the people I work with. So often it doesn't seem like work. There are tasks to be done in the administrative unit, affectionately called admin. We do the clerical work of the club. You might say that admin is the secretary for the director. There are many varied tasks which make working in this unit interesting, but all these tasks are really excuses to do things with members. I get to see many members at the club, some every day, some on a regular basis. I value greatly the relationships I have with them. It may be Cheryl, who has made many a portrait of Bobby McFerrin or Anya for me. It may be Amy, who will discuss the finer points of possibly the greatest Star Trek show, Deep Space Nine, or Babylon 5. It may be talking with Angela about last night's Red Sox game, or it may be the Valentine's card I get from Gladys. There are so many things to do with members. It's not all work and no play. I relish going out with members on restaurant night or to Hampton Beach during vacation week. I enjoy talking with members after hours. On occasion, I'll run into a group of members when I take my mom to Dunkin' Donuts. Many members have become a part of my extended family. I work with some great staff. They are very incredible people who genuinely care about the welfare of others. I have learned valuable lessons working with them. I have learned to give other people second chances if they make a mistake or wrong you in some way. I have learned to overlook others' problems. I have learned to own it, to take responsibility for my own actions. And I have learned to be supportive of members in every situation. I greatly respect Catherine Tatchis, our director. She has been a good leader, has given me several second chances, and has supported me when I've gone through hard times. She has taught me to be thoughtful and attending to every detail when involved with the project. She is very, very thoughtful and fair. I respect her as a boss and as a person. I'm privileged to be part of something greater than myself, being part of the mental health field. I may not be the one to heal others or bring about their recovery, but collectively, all of us who work for mental health have a positive effect. I'm glad to be working on the front lines, to be serving so many great and wonderful people. I love having you all as a part of my life's journey. I quote the character Jonathan Archer from Star Trek Enterprise. No matter how far we travel or how fast we get there, the most profound discoveries are not necessarily beyond that next star. They are within us, woven into the threads that bind us, all of us, each other. Thank you again for this word. I greatly appreciate it.
So I just want to take a moment to, Jason, you made it. So I have the honor to be the one to present the award to Jason. Some people join Riverside by dipping their toes in the water and need an adjustment period to get used to a new living situation or start the recovery process. That wasn't the case with Jason Rivers. He entered our community eager to learn and excited to grow. Jason started utilizing Riverside South County Adult Community Clinical Services after a long-term hospitalization. From day one, Jason diligently attended Dual Recovery Anonymous, DRA, meetings. DRA is a self-help program designed to help people learn healthy ways to cope with coexisting substance use and mental health concerns. Jason also embraced the Crossroads Clubhouse work-ordered day and inclusive atmosphere. As a proud veteran, Jason brings his military-grade work ethic and organizational skills into his recovery every day, as well as his many calendars and planners. I appreciate that a lot. Whether he's improving his fishing skills with Riverside employees, working through the 12 steps of the DRA program, or climbing to the top of Mount Wachusett, Jason always gives 110% effort and never gives up on achieving his goals. Everyone who has spent time with him knows he's dependable, compassionate, funny, and humble. The level of discipline that he brings to his treatment is evident through Jason's consistency in developing key life skills and his willingness to always take the next steps in his recovery. Jason once said that if it were not for what he had gained from his time in the military, he would have broken under the pressure of the challenges he's faced before starting his recovery journey. His resilience is admirable and immense, and his desire to truly help others might even be more powerful. Jason has thrived in a variety of important leadership roles within our programs. He was an invaluable resource to others while he served as instructor for a dual recovery anonymous leadership development certificate pilot. He also continues to run the weekly DRA meetings that he established in November 2021. Members consistently rave about the wisdom and structure he brings to these gatherings. Thank you for that. Jason also frequently uses his amazing sense of humor and ridiculous puns to cheer up other people receiving service and staff when they're having a tough day. After completing a year-long cycle of the Dual Recovery Sponsorship Workshop and graduating from his Dual Recovery Leadership Training Program, Jason recently was accepted into the Riverside Recovery Coach Academy. We couldn't be more thrilled about his progress, and we know he'll work his hardest to utilize his experiences and help people move forward in their recovery journeys. Through his successes and accomplishments, Jason clearly demonstrates what is possible in recovery. Congratulations on this well-deserved award, and for anyone who's not aware of this, today is Jason's birthday. So Jason, happy birthday from your Riverside family. Please come up to receive your award.
Wow. Wow, how can I say anything to that, right? I mean, that's awesome, right? Wow. I just had a few little things I wanted to say. I said, I accept this award that acknowledges my efforts and achievements, but I only accept on behalf of all my supports who made it possible. Riverside staff, DMH staff, the Crossroads Clubhouse, and the MCC, my DRA family, and of course my biological family. It has been through your hard work and caring I've been able to continue in my recovery and move forward. And the best is yet to come. So thank you, and to my friends out there in Zoom, thank you too.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Victor Ravio. I'm the president here at Riverside, and I have the privilege of presenting the last two awards of the evening. Transforming her lifestyle has meant transforming her life for Emily Vickers, a member of our hoarding maintenance group at Riverside's Newton Outpatient Center since 2014. Clutter does not take over a home in a day or a week. It takes far longer than that to tackle and conquer its debilitating effects. When Emily first sought help, the clutter in her apartment rated 7 to 8 on the 9-point clutter image rating scale, a tool used to assess a person's health and safety and their ability to function properly in their home. Emily's struggles were likely rooted in her traumatic past. She survived abuse and a chaotic home life as a child, and then years of alcohol misuse. She is now 37 years sober. Later, Emily lost her young adult son, her mother, her brother, and her cat. It's understandable that she struggled mightily with discarding items that reminded her of the loved ones or things that she felt represented the sense of safety she was denied as a child. But several important personal qualities have helped Emily overcome her battle with the accumulation of possessions that threatened to control her life. One is that she is reflective, able to think through the reasons an object might hold greater importance for her than it actually should. This is often the most difficult step because examining ourselves and our motives is never easy. Next, Emily is able to know when to ask for help. In our hoarding group, she allows herself to be vulnerable, shares her stories, and listens and learns from other group members. She has allowed Riverside staff and clutter coaching interns into her home, which can be quite embarrassing, and let them help her sort. And finally, Emily has vision. She can imagine a better life for herself. She often pet sits for others, staying overnight in their homes. Living temporarily in an organized space, she'll get ideas rather than get discouraged. Noting, for instance, how many coffee cups people usually keep in their cupboards, or how many sets of towels in the linen closet. And then she applies her creativity to strategies to help her control her life on a daily basis, sharing these tips with the group. For example, while waiting for something to heat in the microwave, she'll quickly sort through the day's mail and immediately discard what she doesn't need. There's yet another winning aspect to the story here. Emily, an artist, had a particularly difficult time getting rid of old, unused, but expensive art materials. However, she found that once she had a clean space and properly organized supplies, her artistic vision blossomed and she was once again able to create. Last summer, she applied for and was accepted as an artist in residence at the Truro Center for the Arts, and she is now busy working on pieces for an upcoming show. Emily has done the hard work and focused her many positive personal qualities on making and sustaining the changes in herself. Not only that, she is a great support and a model for other group members. Emily, congratulations on all of your hard work in this Care Award. Please come on up.
Okay, hi, I'm nervous. Thank you for that introduction. I was thinking about what to say, and I thought, you know, that expression, "it takes a village," is so apt for my life, and I feel like it's taken about 3 villages that work together to get me here, and the first one was AA. I would not be doing any of this work had I not gotten sober and stayed sober. I don't even know if I would be here. But 4th of July, 1985, I got sober, and it was like the foundation that was the first village and support that I've gotten. And then this next layer, it was like these layers of onion, you know, peeling off. And the next layer was, I got a lot of help for trauma at McLean, like incredible Allison Berger is my therapist and was there. And I had great trauma services there. And then through that, I met my friend Janine Kepnes, who I don't know how many times she told me about the hoarding group. I mean, I honestly don't know if it was like years, it may have been. I was good at denial, I'll put it that way. And things had gotten a lot worse. Like first my dad and my very close friend died, and I had inherited like everything from my friend, not from my dad, and I had all these attachments that I did not know what to do. I didn't know how to think about it. So it was getting worse, and Janine recognized that and told me about Riverside. And I had never even heard of Riverside. It was amazing. What a resource. And then through that, I met Karen Lear, my group leader for the hoarding group. And all the people in it, you know, have really been amazing, because it's such a shameful thing, like, at least for me. Like, it's very hard to let people in that realm. And I've just gotten so much help there. And I feel like I can sort of, you know, it's not like all just, oh, you just do this and then it's done. You know, it's like, it's sort of like addiction, you know, it's like a daily thing. And so I have the support to really create, honestly, it's to create. I actually did a second artist residency at Truro, and I'm looking at others, and it's really amazing to like get my life back. And it feels like a small price to like support other people that help me so much too, and to just say that I'm really grateful. Like, it's very inspiring to hear everyone, whether it's someone that's getting services or the people that are providing services. Like, this is amazing. I don't know, I hope you can take in like how life-changing your work is. And yeah, so as George Smith, one of my group leaders for years and years at McLean, used to say, the only way out is through. And I think that's really true. And so thank you. Thank you for helping me. Thank you.
The CARE Awards were established to recognize employees who go above and beyond their standard job requirements. Nursing Supervisor Karen Gem and North Region Registered Nurse Rena Mutateri, the nursing team for our Developmental and Cognitive Services Division, perfectly exemplify these awards. In January 2022, the nursing team consisted of 3 people, and while they were searching for a 4th nurse, 1 RN resigned. Given the challenging employment environment, DCS was unable to refill the 3rd position for a long time, let alone hire a 4th team member. However, our services did not falter. While leaving all coverage for 16 months to Karen and Rena, DCS continued to serve our clients efficiently and effectively. Together, Karen and Rena swiftly tag-teamed the medical needs of 32 residences in our shared living homes, ensuring the treatment of people served didn't skip a beat amid difficult circumstances. The dynamic duo, is responsible for providing general trainings on seizures, diabetes, fall risk, and more to over 130 individuals living in our residences and shared living homes. Additionally, they provide in-depth trainings to individuals struggling with those issues and include family members, other guardians, and healthcare proxies in those trainings to ensure individuals have a support system ready and able to help when needed. That's a lot of trainings. In addition, Karen and Rena reliably track the physical and mental health of all the individuals under their care. They monitor medications and develop annual updates of health records. They also help individuals with disabilities learn to use lifts to improve their mobility and regularly collaborate with orthopedists, nutritionists, psychologists, and our behavioral health analysts and other specialists to meet the comprehensive health needs of the people they serve. Rena works hand in glove with the rest of the DCS clinical and operation teams. She's especially adept at setting limits on hospital and rehabilitation facilities that may be eager to discharge one of our individuals even though they aren't quite ready. She's known to go to these facilities herself any time of day to see the patient and put her foot down for what's right. If DCS staff need retraining related to a discharge, she's been known to be at the residence before the sun is up, work her usual shift, and return to train the 3 to 11 staff. So you think that's impressive. Karen is also a superhero. Early in 2022, when Rena had to take an extended time off, Karen rose to the occasion and assumed the needs of the entire division. Karen's 21 years of experience with Riverside, her national certifications as a developmental disability nurse and certified brain injury specialist, and her positive attitude were instrumental to her seamless support of DCS's needs. Karen and Rena have an insatiable drive to give our clients the best care possible, and everyone they interact with is impressed by their determination and tenacity. While we have since hired a 3rd nurse to join the team, Karen and Rena's indomitable effort hasn't waned. Rena can't be here tonight, but we want to say thank you to both Rena and Karen for your hard work, seemingly limitless energy, and unbridled passion. Congratulations on winning this award.
I wrote some thoughts down, and being the techno geek that I am, I had to do it on my iPad. I'm not going, I'm not going to talk about my 21 years at Riverside just because I wanted to spare you towards the end of the evening 21 minutes. So what I would like to do, I would just like to say a few words of thanks from the heart for myself and for my teammate Rena, who's watching us hopefully still through Zoom. First, deep thanks to each other, as I know I could never have made it through the last years without Rena, and I hope she thinks I've been a similar source of support for her. As a celebratory cake said when we found out about this award, we really have been Team Karina Mudigam, forged together by the need to support the people we serve with passion and compassion. Next, I'd like to give thanks to our families for putting up with all of this craziness. Hugs and thanks to our fellow nurses at Riverside who provided support and real words of wisdom to get us through those sticky times. And finally, to the leadership team of DCS, many grateful thanks for having our backs and giving us what we needed to keep going. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. To Team Mudigam.
What a great way to end the evening and the awards presentations. I want to, first of all, thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank everybody that's watching over the internet and streaming, the watch parties, whether people are watching in the resident houses or your own personal homes. Thank you all. I do want to thank the committee that put together this event and especially recognize Jenica Thibodeau and Allison Rivers. This was really Jenica's vision, and thank you. It's a wonderful, beautiful night. There are flowers on the table, so I'd like to, in honor of the 38th anniversary of Emily's sobriety, the person whose birthday is closest to July 4th, please take the flowers. And with that, again, thank you all so much. An incredibly moving evening. I hope those of you watching over the internet could feel the energy and the emotion in the room tonight. Really remarkable. Thank you all so much. Good night.